This is macOS Ken.
An epic sort of conclusion, an Apple downgrade that is full of dumb, and Apple extends its back-to-school promo. It is Wednesday, the 12th of August, 2026, and you are listening to the soothing sounds of macOS Ken, brought to you by me, Ken Ray, and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. If I sound a little laid back, well, that's because I've been off for about a week, feeling the good feeling, dressing up like Star Trek people, drinking. Let's get back to this. Any minute now, Judge Gonzales Rogers should hear Apple say how it plans to handle fees for app sales outside the App Store. You remember where we left off, right? Apple hit up the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California saying, hey, listen, the Supreme Court's going to be hearing from us relatively soon while we argue that your ruling that we were in contempt of court was wrong. While we wait, how about you wait on the whole third-party App Store payments outside the App Store thing? Paraphrasing, of course. Judge Yvonne Gonzales Rogers took that under advisement, then just yesterday came back and said, no. Again, paraphrasing. I got news of her refusal by way of Apple Insider. We knew going in that if she denied Apple's request for a stay, the Cupertino company would have 24 hours to detail fees it wants to charge for outside links from its App Store to other sources. We are now well inside that 24-hour window, which means this seemingly endless back and forth is finally still about 3 months away from being over. According to Apple Insider, Epic has 60 days to file its own response to the court in a 30-page document. After that, Apple gets 30 days to file a response to that response. I will say nothing seems to have gotten any less stupid since I left. Did I say stupid? I meant frustrating. Jefferies analyst Edison Lee has downgraded Apple's shares according to another report from Apple Insider. I know you're probably thinking, memory concerns, economic uncertainty. Yeah, that would be less dumb and make this whole thing make sense. You know the all-glass iPhone some are expecting for 2027, the 20th anniversary iPhone? According to Lee, the all-glass iPhone has been canceled due to low yield. We view this as a major setback to efforts to bring in higher-priced iPhones amid soaring memory costs. Patak. With his belief that this thing that was never announced has now been canceled, Apple Insider says the analyst is troubled that the folding iPhone will be niche at over $2,000. Furthermore, he says that it is the only key driver of higher ASP and margin. To be clear, he is basing this on supply chain checks and not seeing finalization or orders for an iPhone that is not due out for over a year. I'm sorry, an unannounced iPhone that is not due out for over a year. Even with such a radical redesign, Apple Insider figures the Cupertino company has until February, or roughly another 6 months from now, for finalization, but Lee's gotta be Lee. Lee's gotta be. I promise this laid-back attitude will stop at some point. Mr. Lee moved the Jefferies rating on Apple shares from market perform to underperform. He also lowered his firm's price target on the shares from a little under $286 to just under $264. Apple's apparently testing memory chips from China's CXMT. That is the word from the Wall Street Journal. Who got that word from secret people said to know something about something? You may remember CXMT. They're the ones on the Pentagon's no-no list due to their alleged/apparent support for China's People's Liberation Army. They're also the ones that a bunch of U.S. senators have warned Apple against working with. A couple of weeks back, Bloomberg had legislators from both sides of the aisle writing to Apple CEO Tim Cook saying this short-sighted move would be a mistake and it would ensure the world's most valuable consumer electronics company grows dependent on critical supplies from a firm the United States government has formally designated as a Chinese military company. One more thing you might remember about CXMT. Apple reportedly hit up the White House for its blessing or political cover to buy memory from the Chinese firm because,
Ragnarok.
What's funny is the journal says HP and Acer have started using memory chips from CXMT in devices sold outside the US because,
Ragnarok.
Again, that's according to secret people said to know something about something. Another somewhat amusing thing, we hear almost as much about why buying from CXMT won't really help Apple as we do about Apple possibly buying from them. First, there are said to be questions about quality, hence the tests, I guess. Then there's capacity. CXMT is said to be maxed out at this point because,
Ragnarok.
Apropos of nothing, I went to 2 different tiki bars last week. If you're thinking about getting in on Apple's back-to-school promotion, you got an extra month. Mac Rumors says Apple on Tuesday extended its 2026 back-to-school promo until the 24th of September, which means it will last almost a month longer than planned. The extension is applicable in the US, Canada, Mexico, and multiple countries in Asia. In some countries, buyers get $100 or $150 gift cards with a qualifying purchase. In other countries, they get additional merch like AirTags, AirPods, or an Apple Pencil. There's little point in trying to figure it out, but I can't help wondering, why the extension? Anyway, folks have longer to decide, and good for them. Power to the public testing people. Pieces from Mac Rumors say Apple on Tuesday seeded the 3rd public betas of iOS and iPadOS 27, along with version 27 of macOS, the one they call Golden Gate, watchOS, and tvOS. Can world peace be far behind? You betcha! Still, won't it be nice to have something to distract us while we wait? Public testing people, you know what to do. People who want to be public testing people, info awaits at beta.apple.com. 6Color says Apple's planning 4 Major League Baseball games and immersive video for Apple Vision Pro. More like Faceball, am I right? These will be very narrow casts, staffed and shot specifically for the headset, according to the report. As with Apple's NBA games for the headset, 6Color says these will be immersive specific telecasts with their own announcers, replays, and graphics. Apple says that during commercial breaks, viewers will stay immersed in the in-stadium experience from all angles. Headset presentations will include Red Sox at Yankees on the 28th of August, Angels at Pirates on the 4th of September, Padres at Giants on the 11th of September, and Giants at Dodgers on the 18th of September. Bad news for the bookish Apple TV viewer. Apple Insider says the Cupertino streamer is not going ahead with its series adaptation of the Tom Wolfe novel, The Bonfire of the Vanities. Not that they ever officially were. According to the report, neither Apple nor the production team at Warner Brothers Television officially announced the series was in development, but it was first reported to be in the works in April of this year. Now, unspecified sources say that Apple TV and Warner Brothers were not creatively aligned over the project. So Warner Brothers Television and writer-producer David E. Kelley, known for such series as The Practice, Ally McBeal, Apple TV's Presumed Innocent, and Apple TV's Margot's Got Money Troubles, are shopping Bonfire around. While Kelley can't be overjoyed, there must not be too much bad blood. He's still tied to second seasons of the 2 Apple TV titles. And finally today, Women in Blue are back on Apple TV. 9 to 5 Mac ran a piece Tuesday that had the second season premiering. This is a Spanish language series about Mexico's first all-female police unit. They come together to fight crime, only to find out that they were put together for publicity, but go ahead and fight crime anyway. If that doesn't ring a bell, Season 1 is available to stream now on Apple TV. If you're all caught up, the first episode of Season 2 of Women in Blue is also available to stream. macOS Ken, brought to you by me, and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can find me on Mastodon, macOSKen at mastodon.social. You can also send me an email, info@macosken.com. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. Play us out, fellas.
Ciao.